You know that moment when something small goes wrong. Your car breaks down, your phone shatters, or a random $600 bill hits you out of nowhere. And suddenly, it's not just an inconvenience. It's a full-blown financial crisis. You open your bank account, and there's barely anything there. And in that exact moment, you're not just stressed, you're stuck. Because now, you don't have options. You only have reactions. And most of those reactions are expensive. Here's the thing. This is happening to millions of people every single day. Not because they're lazy. Not because they don't earn money. But because they never learned one simple rule. The $1,000 saving rule. And this tiny rule has quietly changed millions of lives. My name is Zach. And I spend way too much time thinking about the small money habits that completely change your financial future. If you're someone who feels like, no matter how much you earn, you're always one unexpected expense away from being broke, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Because today, we're breaking down the $1,000 saving rule. And more importantly, why this is the first step that separates people who stay broke forever from people who slowly build real financial freedom. Look, here's what most people don't realize. Being broke isn't just about income. It's about instability. According to financial studies, nearly 60% of people cannot handle a $1,000 emergency without going into debt. Think about that. More than half the population is one bad day away from borrowing money. Now you might be thinking, okay, but I don't even have $1,000 to save. And that's exactly the point. Because when you don't have savings, every problem becomes bigger than it actually is. Let's break this down with a real example. Your car breaks down. Repair cost, $700. Seems manageable, right? But you don't have the cash. So you put it on a credit card. Now that $700 doesn't stay $700. With interest, minimum payments, and time, that $700 quietly turns into $1,000. Maybe even $1,200. Now multiply this by 5 to 6 emergencies per year. You're not just dealing with bad luck anymore. You're trapped in a cycle. This is what keeps people broke. Not low income, but expensive reactions. Now here's what most people don't realize. The first $1,000 you save is not about money. It's about control. Because the moment you have that buffer, everything changes. When something goes wrong, you don't panic. You don't swipe a credit card. You don't make desperate decisions. You simply handle it and move on. That's power. This is where it gets really interesting. Because the $1,000 rule is not just financial. It's psychological. When you don't have savings, your brain is always in survival mode. You make emotional decisions. You avoid risks. You delay important life moves. But when you have even a small safety net, your brain shifts. You start thinking long-term. You start planning instead of reacting. And slowly, you start behaving like someone who is financially stable, even before you actually are. Now, you might be thinking, Zach, this sounds great, but saving $1,000 feels impossible right now. Look, I get it. Most people try to save what's left at the end of the month. And guess what? There's nothing left. So here's the shift. Stop saving what's left. Start paying yourself first.